Second BA Malayalam, English, History and Economics. Appreciation of the poem Labelle Damson's Mercy. John Keats. Dear students, I hope that you have gone through the poem Shelley's Ozymandias, which I have given in the last class. Learn that poem and its answers well. Today, we are going to learn John Keats' poem Labelle Damson's Mercy. Keats was born in 1795. Like P.B. Shelley, John Keats was also well known for his odes. Ode to Nightingale, Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to Autumn are some of his greatest odes. Keats was known as the poet of beauty and senses. Keats was known as the poet of beauty and senses. His famous poem Endymion begins with the line, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." The poem Ode on a Grecian Urn ends with the line, "Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That's all you know on this earth and all you need to know." The poem Labelle Damson's Mercy is written in the form of a ballad. Ballad is a long narrative poem, and they usually have a refrain. A set of lines are repeated. Labelle Damson's Mercy is a French term which means the beautiful lady without pity. Like most traditional ballads, Labelle Damson's Mercy tells its story through dialogue. The first 3 verses ask a question. The answer contains the story of a knight who saw a fairy lady who was beautiful but cruel. She took him to a strange cave where he fell asleep and dreamt a terrible dream. When he awoke, he could no longer find the beautiful lady nor get back his strength. The poem begins with a question, and the question itself is a description of the central character, the knight. The poem begins with a question, and the question itself is a description of the central character, the knight, as well as the description of a bare, wintry setting. The knight appeared pale, bloodless, and looked as if he was very ill, almost dying. He was physically as well as mentally tired. To the poet's question, the knight answers. He confesses that he fell in love with a strange but beautiful lady whom he met in the field. She was a fairy child and expressed her deep love to him. She had long hair, light foot, and wild eyes. He made her a garland, bracelet, and fragrant zone as a token of his love. He put her on his horse and spent a whole day in the valley. She gave him tasty roots, fruits, and wild honey and manna dew. Then, at night, she took him to her elfin grot. She wept and sighed, and he kissed her wild eyes. Then she sang a beautiful, charming song and lulled him into sleep. In the sleep, he had a terrible dream in which he saw pale kings, princes, and warriors who warned him that he had fallen in the trap of the beautiful lady without pity. He saw their starved lips in the darkness and their mouths wide opened. When he woke up from the dream, he found himself wandering on the cold hillside. The features of the poem make it a good example of ballad, which has the theme of seduction and love. The title of the poem creates an atmosphere of remoteness and strangeness suited to a ballad. Let me conclude the essay. I want to remind you to read the poem before reading notes and go through short questions, one word, and annotations well. Thank you.